Falcon goes out, 1.8 in the 60. Oh, a little bit smoky at the back. Hopefully it is just smoke and nothing following on from there. But goes through 11.5, 119 miles an hour. And a 12.0, 97 miles an hour for the rocket lane. So we do have our crew just having a quick look at the track.
Just making sure no solids came out, causing the spraying. They don't seem too concerned about must have been that bad.
Yeah, it's always a good sign to see him walk back over and hop over the fence. It means we're all good to go.
100%.
And that Supra is just coming up the return road and gone round, which is a good sign for that guy as well. So the car's still under its own power. He will get that car back into the pits, sort out whatever the problem was on the line, and hopefully come out and show us what the 2J can do.
Got a Mighty Magna on the rocket lane here.
Yep.
Got the Falcon and the Aeroflow. Don't seem to be Magnas anymore.
No, they've...
Isn't that the old rally art with the supercharger? And
yeah.
Negative 061 reaction time with the Falcon. He's definitely trying to get that 1500 tonight. Finishes off taking the win, 13.98 at 105. Magna comes through with a 15.63 at 92. Tesla.
Yep. So if it's the twin motor,
yeah, it's a dual motor.
Pack,
yeah. It's got a dual motor on the back, so that might.
Yep.
They're actually pretty consistent too. I mean, there's not much to vary with them, but
the guys have had a really big play with them over in the States.
Okay.
And they've got them down to 9s.
Wow.
But they've stripped them.
Right, okay.
They've boned them
Trying to get
right
the weight
out.
out of it.
Yeah. So Tesla goes through 12 to 113 miles an hour to a 13.2 at 106 miles an hour. Well, great pass from the rod over in the rocket lane, 11.5, 119 miles an hour to a 16.5 at 81 miles an hour.
HSV versus the Commodore Ute. HSV is doing a bit of a realignment here for the tree.
It definitely sounded nice and crisp in the burnout.
Very lumpy too on the idle. I love a good lumpy idle. Lights them up.
Yeah, pedaled it through. Whoa.
Close reaction time for the Green Commodore as well, 038, but the HV takes the win there, 11.48 at 116 to a 13.51 102.
So it's not a bad time seeing he missed a gear.
Yeah, 100%.
Grabbed a handful of neutrals. Well, we have the rocket down on the line. The man himself, absolutely. I walked in this afternoon and he was just bouncing. Absolutely pumped.
I can't wait for Aeroflow Race for real tonight. It's a great night for racing. If you're not here, guys, you want to get here. Bushman, killer job on Saturday, brother. I'll tell you what, it was a big one, mate, but we got through it and the racing was sensational.
Mate, congratulations on the weekend to everyone that attended. It was, from everything I've heard, an absolute cracker of a meeting. And yeah, everyone here at the track made it a sensational day out.
I was about to say, Stewie, it's not often that we get over to have a bit of drag racing into the midnight hours.
Well, it's not the first time I've done an event till just after midnight, but you know what? That's the nature of the beast. Sometimes you get events like that, but hey, you can never get enough drag racing. And speaking about drag racing, Victor Sologiannis down on track now, the big Chevy Monte Carlo 454 big block underneath the bonnet. Of course, this car did used to run in Super Sedan a number of years ago, and then Victor brought it back to Super Street and running on through at 11:42. Down on track here, Mark, we've actually got Owen down here in his Falcon now. I was just talking to him earlier, and I have interviewed Owen before. He's actually swapped the car to slicks.
Okay.
For tonight. So I asked if he changed anything in the rear suspension. He said no. He said he hasn't chiseled out any of the inner guards for the slick. So let's see how it goes.
Well, 169 off the line, Stewie, so that's hooking up pretty well. 10.3, 129 for the EJ.
All right, Dominic Peroni down here now. Dominic back again this week in his Real Street VF GDS, and he's taking on this F6 Typhoon. Now, I had a chat with the owner's dad down in the staging lanes, and look, there's been a lot of work going into this car, not just rear suspension. The car is running on radials, suspension work, a little bit of work, but something's actually fallen off that car. Just past the mark.
Sorry, Stu, we missed that. What was that, mate? I know the Dominic backed out of the Commodore. Well, Joe Cervello down in the 180. 180 plus 6 litres.
Brings it through for an 895 at 156. Is that consistency, mate?
Yeah, that car is way on song now. He's battled with that car for a long time as a fresh car that he built himself.
Yeah.
And done a great job of it, but just had a lot of trouble getting it to the ground and getting a 60-foot time out of it. He's definitely on top of it now, and that car will get quicker.
He was actually saying this afternoon down the pits he wants to try and put the Skyline and the Skyline transmission and motor in that and do something with the Skyline. So we might see some quicker times out of the 180 and some quicker times again out of the Skyline.
Well, yeah,
he's always up for a change.
When he was building that one, he was he's got the Commodore. He was going to pull all the running gear out of the Commodore and put into the 180. But I think he just built a whole new setup and slotted into that.
Must be tough having those opportunities to swap engines.
No, he's just got way too much time.
Yes, definitely time.
Lucky bugger.
Couple of bikes. 085 reaction time there from the rocket lane.
Yeah, Suzuki 1300 down there in the Aeroflow lane in 11:31. Now, we've got Josh Dowd down here, Mark, and his wife, who's actually doing the driving. This is their other Supra.
The other car.
Yeah, the other car. I call this the baby car, even though it's a newer model, but you know, if it's got a 2J and it's got Josh Dowd involved with it, you know it's going to be quick.
Yeah, it definitely will for sure. It's got the stamp, hasn't it?
Good launch there from that Supra. Cruising for a 7.2 at the 8th. Going to finish through here for the quarter at 10.90 at 134. And Falcon comes on through for a 13.34 at 88.
It's not too bad for the a second car, is it, mate?
No, not at all, not at all. It's great to see Josh and the wife here and out here at Aeroflow Race Real having a lot of fun. Speaking about having a little bit of fun, Adam, this is right up your alley, mate. Honda Civic up against Volkswagen Golf.
Couple of hot hatches. I have a feeling that the Golf might be able to get them off the line here, but that Turbo Civic, once it spools up, has been doing quite well so far. Might be a catch me if you can moment here.
There sure is. The V-dub getting a little bit close to the centre line. Yeah, Honda's back right out of it.
Yeah,
compared to his previous passes.
100%. Golf takes the win there, 13.78 at 106.
And 17.0 at 64 miles an hour. So shows how much he's backed out of that.
Yeah. No, those tuned Golfs versus the Turbo Civics, that could be fun one later on to watch. So we've got the Mini versus the Falcon.
Yeah.
Negative 008, not nearly had the
he's
perfect
trying.
reaction. Yeah. Don't forget, guys, 1,500 jackpot tonight for the 000 reaction time. If you're at home and you're thinking maybe I should come down, well, I think, yeah, you definitely maybe should come down.
Yeah, definitely. If you're thinking about it, don't think. Just do it.
Just do it.
Get down here.
Bit of
mate.
burnout practice there, Stewie, for the Falcon Ute.
Well, Mark, I was speaking to Mang 4 Litre the other week. They've actually got another car in the build as well, Mark. Hopefully we'll see that here early next year.
So
Out on the drag strip.
is that going to be drag racing, Stu, or is it going to be more of a burnout car?
I believe it's going to be more of a drag car. So I think it's an XD or XE Falcon. They're in the process of building. From memory, that's what he told me. But look, those guys love their burnouts and drag racing, but, you know, let's face it. If you had the choice, burnouts or drag racing, I think you'd rather go drag racing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing against the burnout guys, but, you know, from a cost point of view, I think I'd rather go drag racing. The Falcon XR6 down here in the rocket lane, building up a bit of boost. 11.06 in the Aeroflow lane. A nice run for the Falcon, nice and straight down the rocket lane. 11.74. Now, Adam, it's very rarely that I say this in a sentence, mate, but a Hyundai XL with some pretty big tyres on it.
Yeah, those Rexels, they do look pretty tough with the flares. I don't see many Magnas. I was just saying before to David, the Magnas are coming out tonight as well. There's 2 Magnas so far.
Yeah, it's unreal, isn't it? You don't see them and then you get 2.
Get 2 of them.
Absolutely.
This must be one of the very few Hyundai XLs around that haven't been turned into a race car.
Yeah, that was, funnily enough, as we were getting into that, I got offered one for 8.5, and I thought, do I really want to get into a racing career? I don't think my wife will kill me, but
Mate,
that's it.
You buy
don't
it.
ask for permission, you ask for forgiveness.
I think most of my cars have just turned up on a trailer.
How'd that happen? Especially those 87mm air conditioning compressors. Sound like a turbo. All right, Magna takes the win here, 16.17.85, and the XL finishes with a 17.6.
We've got the Falcon down the Aeroflow lane and the Cressida in the rocket lane. This Cressida motivated very well the previous pass, and you were saying it's got a 1J in it?
Yeah, you can definitely, it's definitely got that 1J sound, the intercooler at the front, and it looks like it's got some different tyres on the back. Trying to get a bit more stick.
But yeah, you never doubt a 1J because there's not a real lot of difference between that and the 2J.
No.
So,
they definitely like to be a bit spiced up. Falcon takes the win for this one, 13.37.123.
well, Falcon, nice, strong burnout. Okay, just waiting on the XY just to roll into the lights. Wow.
Stewie, is Brett running tonight, or just here to watch, or?
Okay, so we've got 2 red lights. One is not too bad, a .018, so not too
Both
bad.
going for it.
Yep, absolutely. 12.4 to a 13.5.
Hey, Stuart, is Brett running tonight, or is he here to watch?
Who's that?
Brett down here in the viewing?
Brian.
Brian, what did I say?
Oh,
Brett?
no,
Sorry.
I don't think Brian's racing tonight.
No?
No, he had a big weekend and he's here to spectate tonight.
Oh, good on him. Very good, some pretty good results over the weekend there.
Now, our runner-up in Super Street from the weekend's final round of the Speed Arctic Clothing Company New South Wales State Champs. I thought I'd get that in before Fact Junior comes out. This little Mazda 1300. I love this car. I've also heard, boys, that Joe Sabello likes this car as well.
The residence of a rotary is just amazing around here.
Yes. Yeah.
Always gets the attention.
Definitely gets Stu's attention, that's for sure.
Yeah. Capri takes off. 047 reaction time.
Ooh, that's not good. Hey,
Hopefully
Stu, the Mazda broke.
How's the brakes?
The Mazda broke. Turn round.
Ah, you kidding me? You're kidding me.
You might have some spare parts for it on the car park, Stewie.
You see, if it was a Ford, I'd say it's the badge, but you know, it's like you and I have been saying for years. Wow, unfortunately there for Fact Junior, it may, from the SIC 100 racing crew, I should say, it looks like it's broken something maybe in the driveline. That's a bit of a shame there for the little Mazda because it's a great sounding car. I love your car, brother. Well, hopefully they get that car fixed up. Now, Adam, we've got a ute down here with the number plate G's, which kind of grabbed my attention because I like, you know, if you're driving down the street, it's a perfect opportunity for a number plate. But it actually comes out of the GSM Performance stable. It's got a set of radials on the rear end of it, on the back of the ute.
It's always a good start, isn't it, mate?
Mate, it is. When you see one of these later model Commodore utes come out with a set of radials, we know radials are the big thing in the street scene at the moment. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
What do you reckon you're going to run?
Low 10, hopefully.
Mate, if it runs at 10, there's going to be a big happy dance going on from upstairs in the studio because we've got Mr. Holden upstairs on commentary, Mark Thomas. So we want to watch it. GSN Performance, the ute, radial shot ute, 6 litre V8 under the bonnet. It's a shame you boys are up in the studio because, just listening to this just gets you pumped, you know?
I was about to say, Stu, if this does do a 10, you might have to show us an example of that happy dance. Just to give us
mate, I'll tell you what, I would have got
don't.
the happy dance on earlier, but the Mazda broke, so. You know. But I'll tell you what, it sounds good. Engines are fired up. We're about to get into the burnout.
Floor burn here from the, is it a Calais in the Via Calais in the Rocket Lane? Jeez, that sounds all right. The plate definitely matches it. I did go geez when I heard that tough burnout. Definitely a deep note coming from this Commodore ute.
Now, it's also had a bit of help as well, boys, from Platinum Racing as well.
Lovely launch.
Well, hooked up really well, Stu. 1-6. Still pulling hard. 10-5, 129. To a 13-5 at 104 miles an hour.
Dave, I might get you to do your stretches and get ready for the happy dance.
Now listen, this is the perfect opportunity for if the Bushman was on the microphone because we've got a hot rodder up against an EV. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Well, we've got 2 rods in a row here, Stu.
I got to say, I do like the red one. You know, the old T-bucket style of hot rod. To me, that's just cool. But it's taking on the Tesla. I would love it, nothing better to see the hot rod smash the Tesla.
Well, Tesla run a 12.
0.64 reaction time as well from the Tesla. He said the hot rod, see you later. Comes across for a 12.3. 112 to a 14:49.83.
Well, I think the Bushman might be going electric in his rod now. Couple of Everetti's under the bonnet. Away you go. I do like this rod.
It's a lovely colour.
It's different. I think it is.
Nice little twist of the chassis there off the
it
launch.
does.
Actually, Mark, on the subject of hot rods, I was actually watching an old video today of Fast Freddie Cavazzini
Oh, yeah.
in his old black hot rod that he runs from back in the older days of drag racing, and man, that thing was awesome. I would love to see Fast Freddie bring that coupe back out here on a Wednesday night for a run.
Well, I'll tell you what, this Capri, nice, strong burnout.
Nearly up on 3 wheels.
Yeah, Big H Racing have helped him out with the engine side of it in this Capri.
Yeah, they guys definitely know how to spanner a car. Well, 10.8, 125 miles an hour to a 14.9, 96 miles an hour. So Capri went out at a 158, Stu. It absolutely hooked.
Hot rod coming back on the return load. Looks the goods.
Yeah, it does. It looks real smart.
Quick little track maintenance here in the Aeroflow lane. Statesman's not mucking around. Straight into stage. Corner Utes coming into stage now.
Well, Statesman just out and gone.
See you later, thanks for coming. Across the line, 10.69, 132. It comes across 13.6 at 102.
So I dare say that little whistle we heard was coming from the Statesman, that supercharger just singing its head off.
Yep, on song.
Well, Mustang up against the XY.
New school, old school.
Indeed.
Takes the early lead here, crosses first to the 8th with a 7.4 and goes through to finish with 11.64, 117. Mustang trailing 12.72 at 112.
Well, Mark, we haven't seen this car for a very long time. The Sydney Guard Rolling VF sports wagon. It's got a big set of radials on the rear end of it. This car's been around for a fair while now, but doesn't come out very often. So obviously the guy's thinking, you know what? I haven't been racing, it's come out. But look who's behind him, Mark.
Oh, I know.
Carolyn Hayes.
How smick does this thing look?
275 radial, V8 nitrous. Oh, yeah.
And we definitely know who done most of the work on that car.
Absolutely. Of course, Mark was driving it last week.
Yep.
And still sorting the car out. But, you know, this is probably only about its, I'm guessing, 5th or 6th run from memory. I think it's 5th run it's done. But it's great to see Carolyn behind the wheel. 2 years of hard work to get this car to where it was, put it on the show scene, and now they're reaping the rewards.
.065 reaction there from the rocket lane. Just got a bit of a work to do to try and catch up here. Just came in tough at the end there.
Yeah, definitely the horsepower carrying it all the way through. 11.2, 129 to an 11.3, 117.
Well, Owen back out in this beautiful looking Falcon of his. It is sensational. Guys, if you're up in the grandstand, don't forget you can go out the back and you can check out the cars. But from at Tough Street Machines, we've got this very tough VL that looks like it has got a turbo partly hanging out of the bonnet.
Stu, I think we've got a couple of guys out here tonight from that car club. There's also a XY Falcon out here as well with that sticker on the back. So it's good to see the guys out here. Well, that VL's gone 157. Ooh, carries it through the top end, but a little bit smoky as he gets off it. 985, 140 miles an hour. To a 10.5, 128 miles an hour.
Sneaky little parachute here on the VT Commodore in the rocket lane.
That is very stout. Now, unfortunately, the VT down here, boys, sounds like the engine has cut out. So the driver's just got to try and restart it.
Solid run here for the Falcon while we get the VT back off the line. Travels through for a 6.8 on the 8th and follows through for a 10.47 at 1.36 at the quarter. 10-second Falcon, not too bad. Here we go, the GTS supercharged LSA in the Aeroflow lane. Creeps up into stage. Well, negative 0.86 on the reaction time. Definitely trying to get that 000. $1,500 jackpot tonight.
Yeah, definitely got a couple of guys chasing that tonight.
Yeah, there's definitely a few that are, they're usually pretty good on the tree, but when you've got one kind of car next to you, you know you're going to try and get it at the same time. You try and want to get the win and the reaction time.
Yeah, that Commodore just a little bit off. I've seen that thing go as quick as a 920.
Wow, okay.
So yeah, definitely one quick car.
A pair of bikes getting ready to take off.
We've got some bikes rocking up out here too. We've got more sitting down the staging lanes.
So the rocket lane takes the win, 11.19 at 1.27 to 11.53 at 1.27. Officials here give him the go-ahead for the burnout back up the tree. Nice long swing arm on the rocket lane.
Yeah, Andrew Riches on board Michael Riches' bike that he was racing on the weekend. Andrew's getting a little bit of seat time on this bike on the 750 JAXA before he takes on the next lot of rounds of the New South Wales State Championship Series here at Sydney Dragway. But the Suzuki 1300, it's come from Queensland. He's done a couple of passes already. He's done a good job too. Oh, a couple of red lines. The pressure was on. Andrew Riches, 0.078 red.
Lane takes the win there, 10:41 at 1:33.
All right, boys, Michael Riches back out now on his modified bike, the extended swing arm Hayabusa. This bike originally from Queensland. Michael bought it. Just getting used to it, Mark. I mean, you know yourself, mate, with any new drag racing vehicle, it's about just trying to get used to the clutch. It's got to slip the clutch. It's got to get used to it.
Sounds like he had to have a couple of goes off the line there, Stewie, so that clutch is definitely not agreeing with him at the moment.
There he goes, 10.8, 132.
What do you got in the rocket lane, Stewie?
Mate, we've got a mighty Mazda RX-7 taking on the Honda Civic from DDT Racing.
The previous pass wasn't real good to the Honda, so hopefully this one will go well.
.260, 1060 for the RX-7. Definitely had it going off the 60 foot, but the Civics has stretched its legs here. Yes. 1226, 129.
And 14.9, 102 miles an hour. Honda suffering a little bit from the torque steer.
Seeing double here, Mark.
Yeah.
All right, 2J versus 2J. The Dowds down here in the rocket lane. Mr. 2J. It's already run a very good pass earlier. He's running a set of radials on the rear end of this car.
Mrs. 2J says, see you later.
Absolutely, cruises away. 10.5, 134 miles an hour. To a 15.7, 69 miles an hour.
Golf versus Mini. Both of them playing a little bit with the launches. There's many deep stages here. Unfortunately grabs the red.
Yeah, I think he's had a couple of shots and gone red, so he's tried a bit of a deep stage to compensate for it, but didn't work.
You've got to be really confident with your vehicle to get it down there, and especially when you're in launcher at the same time. And
first
13.6 for the Golf, taking the win.
Yeah, David's telling me that his first drive in the Mini went a 000. Second meeting, he went another 000. And then the third meeting, he went a -002.
Oh.
So he's chasing it. But I think he's taken the money away 16 times from here. So when it's on offer, so is he. He's in.
I was about to say, if you're pretty good at doing it, and there's no point stopping. So he comes across here, he's going to take the win here. Crosses over for a 14.35 at 94. And the Aeroflow crosses over with an 18.77 at 57. Let's do a little bit of mop up in the Aeroflow lane, sorry.
We've got the GTI Golf sitting down the burnout box. Got a passenger on board. Up against the Falcon over in the rocker lane. And that one is cross-ended. two drivers.
I just had a quick chat to the bloke just 2 seconds ago who's driving the XL. I thought he had a sequential gearbox in it. Turns out it's just a short shifter, but yeah. It's got full race style inside, guys. You know, no interior, little roll cage in it. Yeah, looks like fun.
All the gear.
It does.
There's a performance shop in Queensland Studio that built a short shifter kit from that. It brings it up nearly about half a foot off the tunnel. So when you have a look at it, you think it's like some sort of supercar.
Okay.
And then it's like, no, it's just the short shifter doing its thing.
Well, 12.0 for the Rocket Lane, 115 miles an hour to a 16.0 for the Aeroflow Lane. We got the Commodore Ute back up. You can see the nice little bottle of giggle gas in the back, the nitrous. Up against the Falcon.
Screaming wastegate coming from the Falcon. Falcon gets straight into it. Nice purge off the line from the Falcon Ute. Slamming through the gears. Just crosses the line here for a 10.75 at 143 to a 10.63 at 114.
Okay, the Magna up against the Falcon. Okay, just waiting on the Magna to come into stage. Oop, just rolled a little bit too far.
Might need a quick reset again. Just a reminder to the guys on live stream, a quick hello. The usuals look like they're on. Woodsy, Panelman Man, Gypsy, hello, hello. A couple of people in the chat saying they love the double super action. So Magnet takes off here.
Loading the Falcon up and shoots it out.
Cat and mouse going on. But the Magnet does take the win there for a 17.98.75 to a 12.57 at 111.
We've got the little XL. He's up against the Falcon. Falcon's now starting to wind up top end. And early on the brakes.
Yeah.
13.8, 104 miles an hour to a 17.8, 77 miles an hour. Well, one thing for the XL, very consistent.
Yeah, you can't complain about consistency.
Nice, strong burnout from the XY. Crusader is just sitting back, just waiting for him to come in on stage. Okay, I think they might be going to just roll the Falcon back out. Yep. Just so we can get him on staging on the front wheels, not the back ones.
Might be a bit of advantage there, Mark.
Just a tad. Be good if you can get away with it, but I've never seen one yet get away with
Imagine if you won by the car length. Imagine the arguments. So just those watching the live stream, guys, we're just going to do a quick reset of the stream.
Well, Falcon very, very skatey off the line. But I tell you what, he's chasing down the Crusader. Just gets there, 12.1, 119 miles an hour to a 12.7, a 101 miles an hour. Falcon versus Falcon. (13.2) a 108 miles an hour to a 13.6 at 106 miles an hour.
Got another Golf here in the Aeroflow lane. Nice looking Falcon here. Big wheels, lowered. Front wheel drive burnout for the Volkswagen. Both in the stage. Both get a 2.360 foot.
So, Mark, we got the little Mazda 1300 about to come out. Thankfully, it was nothing major. It's just a fuse. So they fixed it. We're going to have the SICK 100 Racing 1300 come out very, very soon. But look, I've just been having a look at this hot rod that is down here. It's got the radials on the rear end of it. The bone-coloured one. I'll tell you what, this is one really nice piece of kit. Full roll cage on the inside of it. Full shifter. Oh man, this thing means business. I can't wait to see it out on track. Edelbrock heads on it as well. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough looking car. And it's good to see the Mazda back out again. Goes to show a small thing like a fuse can cause you plenty of havoc.
The one time you do want the fuse to work.
Adam, we've got a friend of ours that's here tonight.
Okay.
That I'm pretty sure that you and I know very well through the car scene, through the street scene that we've been a part of for a number of years. Steph Bella is in the house. Where are you, Steph? I know you're here.
I'm trying to look for waving hands right now.
Hiding, buddy. You can't hide.
Boy, when you said, "Oh, I'll do a shout out," she's like, "Oh." Hot rod versus hot rod.
We've known Steph for a long time because she used to drive a very nice purple S15 back in the day. And hopefully we'll see Steph back in the street scene again very, very soon. But about to go racing with the two hot rods.
Oh, negative 0.04 reaction. Nearly had it there. Don't forget, guys, $1,500 reaction time tonight.
Well, 11.2, 118 miles an hour to a 13.6 at 99 miles an hour. But we've got that big cackling sound of the rotary down in the rocket lane.
Similar issue again maybe there, so Falcon's going to go for the solo cross here. Coming to you across the line, 13.79 at 101.
Okay, so the guys definitely have a bit of a problem here with launching the car out if it's popping a fuse each time. So they will get onto that. But we might go up to the big screen and get a few words from some of our sponsors. We'll be back with you very, very shortly. You're here. Aeroflow, race for real.
External wastegates and intake and exhaust solutions, you can have your car boosted in no time. For a full listing, check out aeroflowperformance.com.
I have this incredible drive to succeed. I've just got this ambition, I want to get on the podium. I think there's a lot of people that have an older mentality and don't think women belong in motorsport. And that's one thing I'd like to prove a lot of people wrong. It's you in the car and it's your ambition and your drive to win. As soon as that helmet goes on, that's it. I'm Brooke Newson. I'm a sprint car and outlaw car driver.
Not slow.
Not difficult.
Not just ticking boxes.
Not a bank.
Talk to Australia's real-life non-bank for home loans, car loans, personal loans. Pepper Money, the home of loan options.
Aeroflow Performance provides a wide range of high-quality performance products for racers, street machines and hot rodders. Aeroflow Performance provides a wide range of high-quality performance products for racers, street machines and hot rodders. From fittings, fuel system components, intake solutions and even turbocharger systems, you can see it all at aeroflowperformance.com.
I've chosen to use VP racing fuel since I was a teenager racing motocross, which was 21 years ago now. I just have a really personal trust with VP racing fuels.
Running on the ragged edge of blowing up and not, a lot of it has to do with the race fuel, and that's what we rely on, VP racing fuels.
VP has been making racing fuel for 43 years. They're the official fuel of multiple top series globally. No matter where we are in the world, no matter what fuel we need, it's always consistent, it's always perfect and exactly what we're expecting and our tuners expecting. They support myself, my Drift Alliance pros, and for that, I'm extremely thankful. Keep making amazing fuels, and we'll keep out there having fun.
Stay informed, up to date, and entertained thanks to Para News. Para News is Parramatta and the Cumberland area's leading free and local newspaper, delivering the best content from on-the-ground journalists and providing businesses with direct access to potential customers. And it's out every Tuesday. Get your free copy at selected locations in the area or check out paranews.com.au.
Bank said no to your home loan? Talk to us.
Not a bank.
Talk to Australia's real-life non-bank for home loans, car loans, personal loans. Pepper Money, the home of loan options.
Whether you're building a street machine or a race car, Aeroflow Performance has a solution for you. Our ever-increasing range features systems, hoses and fittings, bank shift shifters, differential parts, and fabrication components.
And welcome back. Come back in straight to a pair of Falcons. Just wait for the, was it XY in the rocket lane? It might be a W, yeah. 0.2 reaction time. 0.7 on the 60 foot. Cars on through to finish with 11.67 at 1:17. And the Aeroflow lane finishes off with a 12:33 at 1:15.
Well, we've got the Monaro down in the rocket lane up against the sports wagon in the Aeroflow lane.
Yeah, so I just had a quick chat, Mark, to the driver of that Mazda. What they've done is they put a two-step in it over the weekend. And the way they've got that wired up, Mark, it just keeps on blowing the fuse to the fuel system and the engine's getting no fuel. I also spoke to the driver of this sports wagon, Mark. Can you believe it, Mark? It's been 3 years since we've seen this car.
Wow. Well, he's just run through, Stu, for 11.6 and he stepped off way early. So,
he's got a...
yeah,
Sorry?
Yeah. Well, I think once we see a full noise pass out of that car, it's going to be good.
Doesn't want to show his cards just yet.
No, you usually do that last pass of the night so you don't get kicked out.
So you do it another 3 years.
Yeah, he's got the Harrod supercharger on board that car as well. Hey, great to see Steve Sarkis back, one of the legends of Australian drag racing. Of course, for those people that are younger than a lot of us, Sarkis Brothers Racing, you remember their old Centura and the old 57 Chevy they used to have? Well, Steve is back tonight in the Sigma. This is his son's car.
A V8 powered Sigma.
With nitrous.
Yeah, just to finish it off.
Why not?
Yeah, Adam, I go back a long way with Steve. And, you know, what they did with that Centura, Mark, you know its history. That doesn't need to be said, but, you know, if it's a car and they turn their hand to it, you know it's pretty good. This car running on radials, just sorting it out. Victor Solagianis put 035 on the tree there for the big Monte Carlo. Here goes
Yeah, across the line here for 11:39, 1:18. So across the line here, 1:67 at 76. Must have rolled out of it just at the end there.
Well, this will be a good pass. Joe is really on point at the moment with the 180. So, and this VL is full on, so. So Joe's just holding out on one light, just waiting for the car to come in. Drops it into full stage.
Oh, 0.02 reaction. Oh, Joe. Nearly had it. Must be the tyre rubbing, because every run it's doing a...
Yeah, a lot of smoke out the back of that car.
Yeah.
And it does seem to be coming from the right-hand side. Yeah. So you're probably right, it could be a bit of a rub on a guard.
Yeah, Joe took the win there for an 8.6.
But what a great pass. Well, VT going back out again. Stu, what was the go with the Commodore? Same problem again?
Yeah, it's got a box on the right-hand side of it, just underneath the headlight mark, and I don't know whether it's an ice box for the intercooler, but there was a fair bit of water just dripping out off the box. So there was a little bit of condensation. So they'll have to get that car taken back. Unfortunately, that car, hopefully you can get it back out and give it a run, because I know how quick that car is. And they'll get that car sorted, but they need to look at these things. And the same goes for everyone. Well, you know, if it's leaking, our start line crew have got the right to send you back. It is a safety thing. It's not us being nasty. It's just, that's the way it goes in drag racing. Safety first.
Well, mate, it pretty much works the same as your air conditioning. You know, like you don't have your air conditioning running while you're in the car, you know, like because it builds condensation, and you can guarantee the moment you go in to do a burnout, it'll just dump the condensation out of it, and you will be pushed back out. So for the safety of it, you just leave the air conditioner off, and it's not hot, it's not going to kill you, and I know what I'd rather be doing.
I'm sure we can all afford to have our aircon off for the 10-15 seconds.
Well, I've done many, many races sitting on a stinking hot day in a full race suit strapped into a car, and yeah, you do it for the love of racing.
100%. Aeroflow takes the win here, 12:27. Looks like the Rocket Lane might finish short here, go through the exit gate on the quarter.
Yeah, just rolling down the bottom end of the track there. Hopefully it is still under its own power.
Makes it safely off the track to the runoff of the quarter gate. So our wonderful officials here just make sure that the there's no residue remaining here on the Rocket Lane.
Yeah, just giving that beginning of the track down there just a quick clean up. Could even possibly had a car dump a little bit of dust or a bit of sand out of them. And just one for the competitors too. Just make sure that before you even go under the tunnel, make sure you're well strapped in, helmet strapped up, sleeves pulled down, all ready to go, and everything will pass really quickly. You know, like the more you turn around, the more passes you're going to get. So just makes the officials' jobs easier as well. And always keep an eye on the officials. They'll direct you where they want you to go and what they want you to do. So just watch them, and if they're going to pull you into the burnout box, they'll let you know. If when they're ready for you to do the burnout, they'll let you know. So yeah, all the time, just keep your eyes on them. And if there's something you're not sure about, like the first time out, by all means, ask them.
They're not that scary.
No, not at all. They're more than happy to give you any advice that you need. We're out here to have fun. And to the races too, if you're a first timer, don't think you're going to have to go out and do a huge burnout. You don't have to. You can go round the water.
Yeah.
It's up to you what you're confident with. Yeah. Well, another great light in the Rocket Lane.
Oh,
0.008.
So close again.
Chasing hard.
Yeah, chasing hard, but the Aeroflow then does take a win there. 991, 144 to 1123 at 127. And just remember that got all the ladies and gentlemen in the crowd, we do have our food facilities available. We have Denise up here with the coffee van and the donuts. And also we've got our cafe downstairs in the scrutineering shed.
Yeah, the Fuel Cafe. They have all types of food down there as well, and coffee. So no matter where you are in the venue, you'll never get hungry or thirsty.
That's why I like coming here. The food's not too far away.
Absolutely.
Aeroflow's getting some assistance here to get in the stage. Both with a 2.260 foot. Looks like the Rocket Lane stretching his legs. And finishes off with a win of 1187 at 126 to a 1439 at 89.
Oh, another bike just rolling up to the line.
.360 foot. With a wheelie half track.
And again, and again.
Oh, wow. Leaves it straight. Pulls it through. 1104 at 140.
Probably not the best thing you could do.
Terrifying.
Does nothing for your ET. And just gives you a chance of falling off.
Yeah.
So, but we've got the RX-7 up against the little Honda. Yeah, the Honda just fighting with that torque steer.
Yeah, Stretches his legs though, goes around, takes the win. 11.89 at 130 to a 14.08 at 105.
11.8, 130 miles an hour. Huge miles an hour. That turbo is working super hard.
You can definitely see it torque steering, can't you?
Yep. We got a pair of barras just pulling up on the line.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, Gypsy. It looked like he's trying to do a bit of a mono whole track. Definitely not the safest thing to do. So we move on now to the two Falcons here. Both with 8.7, 8.98. They finish them off there with a 13.22 at 109 to a 13.42 at 110.
On to Supras, just fronting up to the line.
Swapped lanes this time.
Yep.
You can't blame the lane if you lose twice. Up. Wheels up. Goes around, takes the win. Aeroflow there. Mr. 2J, 10.83, 139 to a 13.74 at 107.
VW Golf down in the Aeroflow lane up against the supercharged Mini. So has done a little bit of playing around this. He's upgraded the intercooler and had a little bit of a play with the clutch, even down to putting a lighter set of wheels on it.
Okay. Maybe get less resistance in the... Golf goes through on the 8th, the 9-second 8th. Finishes off with a 13.70 105.
And 17.0, 75 miles an hour for the Rocket Lane. Got the Falcon Ute down in the Rocket Lane up against the Falcon Sedan.
Hey, what, boys, we've got a couple of nice looking utes that are coming out very soon from Kings Creek Motorsport. We've got a very nice looking Falcon ute sitting just below in the Rocket Lane, and behind him we've got a black ute with a set of radials, LRS Racing. Tell you what, I can't wait to see those two cars come out. Two vastly different engine combinations, as we well know, but you know, it's great to see some tough utes coming out.
There's nothing better than a tough ute, Stu.
No, there's not, but I tell you what, RS5 is here tonight. The gentleman had been away for 3 weeks. He said, I absolutely missed it, so he's happy to be back. As the 33 just winds it up in the Burnout. He had a joke with me earlier, Mark, before the meet. He looked at me and he said, hey, I should give you a drive. It'll probably run quicker.
You reckon there's a bit of a weight difference there, does he?
Well, he was laughing. He said, I'm double your weight. And I went, oh, okay, fair enough.
Audi takes off launch control neighbourhood of 1.6, 60 foot to 1.5.
Wow. Definitely hard on the trans brake. You see that reverse lights flashing.
11 flat for the Audi there, 120.
And Skyline goes through 14.169 miles an hour and backed out of that real early too.
Yeah, I think they had a good launch and then sadly had to pull out of it.
Okay. Falcon Ute up against a Magna. Just Building up the boost.
Way off that around half track. Still runs a 10.74.
We've got the Turbo Falcon up against the Nitrous Commodore.
Now that was interesting, Mark. The nitrous purged just as he launched it.
Yeah, I've noticed that, Stu. The first couple of passes, it looks like it's set up on the trans brake. So it could even be like if it's got the two-step in it, that it's as soon as it starts to build power and rev, it's just purging the nitrous. Probably a better way of doing it.
Get off the line a bit quicker.
Because it's you're clearing right from launch.
Yeah. Usually want the nitrous to be up higher though normally, or is that just...
Nitrous just once the solenoid releases, it's injecting straight into it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
As the Aeroflow takes the win, 11.93 to a 12.60, both at 113.
So just a quick little mop up on the starting line of the rocket lane.
Falcon versus Falcon. Nice reaction time there for the rocket lane. She's in the little lead out here, 1.860 foot. Stretches it out for the win, 11.38, 125. Aeroflow Lane crosses over for a 13.1 at 107.
Well, again, nice strong burnout from the Falcon. Right beside him, the Cressida. Falcon loose line, just turning tyres. Pretty even in the 60.
He might be coming back here. No, kept that gate.
Goes through 11.9, 120 miles an hour to a 12.2, 115 miles an hour.
Yeah, less than half a second in it at the end there. It looked a lot closer.
Definitely had the top end power of the Falcon.
Next pair of Falcons. Aeroflow with the lead at the moment. And finishes off with the win. 13.14 to 109 to a 14.41 at 96.
Put the Magna up against the Falcon. Well, Falcon goes across the line, 13.9, 106 miles an hour to a 15.8 at 94 miles an hour. Got the Golf GTI down in the rocket lane up against the XL. So Stewie said the XL is pretty much set up, bit of racing. It's got the passenger on board. may do a other types of racing with the with the XL.
Yeah, so maybe do a couple of track days or something. Golf looks like it's stretching its legs here. Goes for a 9-second 8th mile. Finishes off with a 15.14 at 94. XL comes through with an 18.43 at 75.
A little bit slower this time.
Yeah. We've got another Volkswagen here in the Aeroflow lane versus the, was it 27 or 23 maybe? Someone in the chat will correct me. 0.17 reaction time there for the rocket lane. And crosses over there for a 13.25 at 104. And the Volkswagen crosses for a 16.8 at 82. So we've got
2 Audis.
Yeah, Didier and Dimitri. Know them both pretty well actually.
Oh, there, yeah.
So the Aeroflow lane has a bit of a chip in it. Got on the chip, so looking at 10.7, 10.8s. Hopefully, trying to improve that.
Aeroflow 164 to a 173.60.
Bit of slower time there at the moment. 11.0 at 124 to a 10.8, 130.
So Commodore Ute up against the Tesla. Okay, we're just holding these cars up for the moment, just having a bit of a look on the track. So far, it doesn't look too bad, but we do still have the track crew down the bottom end of the track, having a really good look. We do have Stu just heading down there. He might be able to give us a little bit of an update on what's happening.
Yeah, they think there might be just a little bit of water that has come out of the car towards the end of the track, so just got to double check that before we send this EV car down the Tesla. But our track team out there will double check it just to make sure. So we are down for a little bit. Well, tell you what, it is great to be out the back and seeing a great mix of cars here. Just had a quick chat with Steve Sarkis, and Steve's just here doing a little bit of testing tonight, just testing out the rear end of the car. So nothing too crazy out of that Sigma.
Have they done anything else to it, Stu, at all? Any changes?
No. As is. Still as is. They're just testing the rear end in the car. So just a little bit of a test session this time.
Well, Stu, I'm just looking down in the staging lanes, and there is a really nice supercharged VK just rolled in.
I like the sound of that. Supercharged and VK. That's got a very nice ring to it.
Good combination, isn't it?
Absolutely. Because, you know, VKs are my favourite. Is tough. Yeah, you can see him down here. Tell you what, it's a nice colour too, Mark.
It is a nice colour, yeah.
But just as equally nice is this Holden Ute that's parked next to him as well, which has got a set of Hoosiers on the back of it, radial tyres. Yeah, that's nice. That is very nice. Might just get a quick word with the driver if I can. Hey, mate, what's your name, mate?
Jaden.
Mate, welcome to Aeroflow Race for real, mate. Well, mate, you've got my ultimate dream. VK Commodore and supercharged engine. Tell us a little bit about it.
It's a 355 Holden, A71 BDS blower, and first time racing it, so we'll see how it goes.
So just going to take it a little bit easier to start with, see what it does?
Yeah, I'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. See how it hooks up.
Well, mate, it's a beautiful looking car. I dig the colour, man. It looks awesome. So keep your eye out for that one, guys. Mark, isn't it a Tirana colour as well, Mark? Or something similar?
It is something similar, mate, yep.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, in the tunnel as well, just below, we've got another VK, TJ's VK. It's got a little wing on it. He's also got the big shifter on the inside. He's ready to rock and roll. Now, SIC 100 Racing. Boys, have we fixed it?
Yeah, fixed 2 fuses.
So hopefully, you know, we can get this car down the track because you're here every week. We love seeing your whole team here, the whole SIC 100 team. What's the goal for the car?
Hopefully to run a 10.9 Bridgeport H pattern. Yeah, so hopefully can take off, get the gears.
Mate,
So
1090 out of the manual, that's awesome.
Do they know what it weighs,
Bridgeport as
Stewie?
well.
Sorry, mate?
Do they know what the weight of it is, roughly?
How much does it weigh?
Weighs 970.
970. That's very small, isn't it? Tell you what, mate, we can't see to come back out. Well, mate, hopefully you fix the fuse problem and we'll be able to get you out and give you a good representative run.
Well, I'll tell you what, Stu, Bushman's just panned down with the camera. We can see that Holden Ute down there. HX, I think it is, HJ. Absolutely sensational.
Yeah, Bushman, you've got that camera on point there, mate. Look at those two cars. How nice is that? I'll tell you what, if Darwin was here, we're going to use that for next week because we've got the V8 versus inline 6 theme night.
Yep. Yep, that's an absolute, that'd be a great picture.
And of course, that just isn't, you know, inline 6 Holdens or Fords. Of course, it applies to all inline 6 vehicles. Now, I did start a little bit of friendly smack talk, Mark, the
That's
other week.
unlike you, mate.
Not at all, not at all. I mean, Adam knows what I'm like. He's known me for years.
I'm usually on the receiving end of it, Stewie.
Yeah, I know. Well, mate, you know, like, obviously we're going to get a lot of V8s come out for that event as well, but I want to see some inline 6s out here. So, you know, let's get some Nissans. Let's get some other Japanese makes of car with inline 6s. Let's bring them out. Let's take it up to these dinosaur V8s.
Hey, come on, calm down.
Well, there's also discount entry, Stewie, so if you do have an inline 6 or a V8, you actually get a discount competitor entry, so more of a reason.
Adam, the worst part about saying that is I've got the GSN Performance Ute G sitting down below. He's probably listening to what I'm saying, shaking his head, just going, no. The inline 6s have got no chance. But look, we got the Tesla back out, and yes, I forgot my helmet. All right, I didn't bring my helmet. So sorry, man, I can't drive it this week. I'd probably burst into flames if I sat in that car just quietly. But what we're going to do while we got this tiny little cleanup going on, we'll get a quick word from the CSN or the GSN Performance Ute. Mate, what's your name?
Adrian.
Adrian, welcome to Aeroflow Race for Real, mate. Tell me a little bit about your Commodore Ute.
Built 6.2 with just a 1900 blower. And
Say that again, 1900 mark.
yeah, just an LSA blower.
Holy cow, that is quick. Mate, tell us a little bit about GSN Performance, because to be honest, I've never heard of them before.
CSV.
Ah, CSV.
Performance. Yeah, they're in Mildura.
Oh, okay. Fair dinkum. So car went all the way down there and got some work done to it. And obviously Platinum Racing have helped you out a little bit as well.
Yeah, Platinum Racing, that's where it goes now.
Nice, mate. Well, mate, you've got a beautiful looking car. And I'll tell you what, mate, we can't wait to see what this has got left in it.
Thank you. She's playing up a little bit. The mile per hour is not there, but see what happens.
All right, Adrian. Well, I'll let you get settled, mate, because I don't think we'll be too far away from getting back to racing. I don't think that tractor will be too far off.
Hey, Stu, I reckon you need to go and have a talk to the guy with the HJ, the orange ute. That is just mint. Yep.
Well, guys, I've just been told from level 1 that I've got to do a bit of an interview with this gentleman in the Tesla. Mate, you got the Tesla. You're running 14s. Can it go any quicker?
I've been at 12.28.
12.28. My apologies. I was, going on the lower end there. Mate, what do you reckon? We need to get a few more of these out and go heads up?
Oh, look, I think these they're good cars, but they're just not great race cars, to be honest. It's good for me to get some lap time. I've had 7 years in a junior dragster, so today it's been good, but I just don't think they're that fun, to be honest. They're good, but, I just going down the track, I can listen to the radio, make a sandwich, so it's not too much going on.
Now, I've got a bit of a serious question for you right now, right? Do you reckon, and answer this truthfully for me, do you think we should get pro alcohol racer Brett White in the driver's seat and see if he can do as good a time?
I think I should get in the driver's seat of his pro alcohol car.
Well, he's used to driving an alcohol car. Put him in an electric car, I mean, at the end of the day, we're all rev heads.
Well, give him a go. He told me that, I have to get an 020 light, so if he can talk the talk, let's see if he can walk the walk.
And what do you reckon he'd run if he was driving? Do you reckon he'd be as quick as you?
Oh, look, probably not. I'm going to say he'd run like a 12.34.
Well, mate, it is great to see you here. And, of course, we accept everybody here, whether it's an electric car, a V8, inline 6, 4-cylinder, even a rotary. So, mate, we're all out here for the same reason. Get it off the street, do it safely, and do it here at Sydney Dragway. Have a good event. Sorry, mate?
Especially if it's your mum's daily.
That's even better.
Hey, Stu, and I get in trouble for bagging out electric cars. He's driving it and bagged it out.
No, apparently I got partly bagged out. I wasn't even bagging it out. I was actually being nice about it. But yeah, I got told that I had to I'd take one for a drive down the drag strip. But yeah, I don't like driving other people's cars for a start. But no. I'll leave that to Brett, our general manager. I'll let Brett have a drive of it. But look, guys, we do have a little bit of a clean-up here. We won't be too far away from racing. You're here at Aeroflow Race for real. On that subject too, Adam, we must thank Aeroflow Performance for their continued support of our off-street drag racing here at Sydney Dragway. We're about to get the fire-up signal, EV versus Commodore.
Yeah, thank you, Stuart, mate. As we've got the EVs rolling around the box here. Let's get the windows up on the Tesla. As it goes in the stage, Tesla rolls in. Slight red there by the Tesla, takes off 2.264 from the Tesla. Finishes off, takes him over the 12.5 at 113 to a 13.91 at 101. Burnout time here for the Mazda.
Okay. So now we'll find out whether they've resolved the issue. It's all in the the launch.
Fingers crossed. I really want to see this thing take off.
Yeah.
900 kilos.
Yeah, power to weight is just insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Gears. As the GSU continues to take the lead here.
I think it's backed way out of it.
Yeah, powers it out to a 10.55 at 128. Mazda looks like it might go on the return road here. Sarkis Sigma here.
But that's a good sign. They have resolved the issue to a degree. We've got the V8 Sigma up against the VK. Look at this LX Trana down here. That is just absolutely spectacular. .11.6, 105 miles an hour to an 11.9 for the rocket lane.
All right, Carolyn Hayes back out now in 275 NOS. Just running the car naturally aspirated for the moment, guys. This is only her second pass in the car, so just getting used to it.
You don't want to add too many variables. Out. Toronto takes the win. 11.2 at 115 to a 10.8 at 91.
So, Stu, do you know whether the Trana has done a pass yet under gas?
I believe it might have last week. I know Mark Hayes was driving it, and Mark did drive it naturally aspirated for a bit. Carolyn did say, though, Mark, tonight, if she feels comfortable in the car, like a bit later on, and she's happy with it, she will turn the bubble on and give it a shot with a little bit of NOS.
Well, 11.2, 121 miles an hour to 13.4, 104 miles an hour. Hey, Stu, just remind me, this Falcon Ute, this thing's got injection on this thing as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's correct, Mark. It certainly does. Owen did a lot of the building of it himself.
That was it, yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, I've got to say, I think he's done pretty well. I wasn't sure how it's going to go, going from the radial to the slick. But obviously the way he's got the rear end set up in that Falcon, it seems to be behaving itself. There was a little bit of smoke that came out of that car before in the rocket lane towards the finishing line. So they just had to double check it. They're checking it down in the braking area. Looks like we've got the all clear, so we're about to send Owen down up against the Volkswagen.
Oh wow. Launch it, absolute sensational. 1513 in the 60. Just picked up that left-hand wheel. Runs through 10.4, 129 miles an hour to a 14.4 at 97 miles an hour. Well, I'll tell you what, Stu, you were right. He has well and truly got that car sorted.
It certainly has, Mark. Unfortunately, there's been a little liquid that has come out of the bottom of the VK.
.013 reaction time for the rocket lane.
Yeah, the big Monte Carlo just launches out. 11.3, 118 miles an hour to an 11.6, 123 miles an hour. So that fluid wasn't out of that car, Stu?
Yeah, now we got Lockie McCaskill out here now in his ute. Of course, Lockie was racing on the weekend, Adam.
Yes, yeah, it looks very familiar. Hopefully third time lucky for the VT.
He's up against the VS Commodore ute.
Yeah, so we're very lucky tonight. Lockie McCaskill in the ute. Harry Ryko, former junior dragster racer as well, in that EV. So it's great to see Harry here.
Trans brake in the VT. .560 foot. Does a bit of pedalling. Looks like he might backed out of it here. That definitely wanted to go, didn't it?
That actually just, as soon as that power come on,
yeah,
it had a mind of its own.
Good luck, everyone.
Done the right thing, got out of it.
Yeah, both of them across the line there with a 13.3. Falconeer just before the bikes.
This bike down here below us, Adam, is just absolutely prime looking bike in it.
It's very low, very sleek.
And long.
Yes.
Well stretched out.
60 foot from the Falcon. The rolls over line with a 10.43 at 137.
All right, Michael back out on his Hayabusa. He's put a touch more power into it, Mark. So just try and see if it helps alleviate that launch on the bike.
He usually does what? 8.2s, 8.3s? So. Something we're happy with. Put his hand up, looks like he's going to roll off into the air.
Yeah. Well, that didn't work for him, Stu.
It's still a relatively new bike for Michael and really still just trying to learn with the clutch setup on that. He's got Leonard as a party who will be helping him out with it, which should help to sort that bike out. And I'll tell you what, when it's sorted, it's going to go.
Yeah, mate, if anyone can sort it out, Leonard be the man.
Definitely the right person to have in the corner. Reaction there from the rocket lane.
We're definitely seeing some great reaction times, aren't we?
People are definitely. You can't go wrong with 1500.
Yeah, just got the right thing to dangle in front of everyone. Cash. .98, 145 for the Aeroflow lane and 11.2, 128 for the rocket lane.
Okay, bike situated in the rocket lane. Looks like he's trying to change something on the bike.
Yeah, I think might have had the helmet done up or gloves.
Right.
So as we were saying earlier, you know, before you come through the tunnel, make sure everything's done.
Belts are tight, aircon off. Safety equipment on.
Yep.
Windows up. Rocket Lane rolls over the win there. 12-1 at 113 to a 13-3 at 99. Finish off here with our last bike on a solo run.
Unusual wrap on the VW, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very creative. Looks like someone threw a can of black paint at him.
So is it red paint or black paint? Bit of a fireball coming out the back of the rotary. He comes up into stage. Starts winding it up. Looks like he's maintained the lead he's had from his 60-foot time here. Across the line here with a 12.87 at 111 to a 13.9 at 103.
Yeah, the VW definitely run out of real estate there.
Yeah. I said once you get off that line, you got a bit of a battle to try and catch back up.
Falcon versus Falcon.
Like Power Falcons coming across the line pretty neck and neck here.
13.2, 109 miles an hour for the Aeroflow lane, and a 13.3 at 106 miles an hour.
So we've got the Mini rolling into the Aeroflow lane up against the Supra. We've got the Mini in reverse here, so hopefully it's a translock thing, not a... Supra takes off. 2.160 foot. Crosses over for a 12.92 at 114 to a 16.6 at 80. Let's got the RS5, the Rocket Lane, taking on the Mang 4-litre Falcon Ute. Daniel Ryan in the Aeroflow lane. Very close reaction time there for the 1500. 0.005 off. The RS5 goes around. Crossover for the win with a 10.99 at 121 to a 14.8 at 92. Next got a beautiful looking skyline in the Rocket Lane. Skyline's building up the boost. Big flash there. So he's rolled out of it. The Aeroflow rolls through, takes over for the win. 11.29 at 127. Just wait for the Skyline to finish through around the turnaround area. And up next, we've got Mrs. 2J in the Supra and the Falcon in the Rocket Lane. So you noticed if people are with the eye here, have noticed there's two numbers on the back window of the Supra. A T number and a P number means they're eligible for a passenger. A little quick mop up in the Aeroflow lane. We just give the go ahead for the Burnout up to stage. Both of them on stage, getting ready to go. .760 foot from the Supra in the Aeroflow lane, and rolls out to take the win with a 10.35 at 136 to a 12.89 at 111. The VF Commodore in the Rocket Lane.
And God knows what's in the Aeroflow.
I was going to say, it looks like maybe a Corolla Cross, some type of SUV.
I'll go whatever you say. I'll agree with you.
Yeah. Just a quick reminder, guys, all competitors, if you can put your headlights on, aircon off, windows up. Thank you, Roo. Just waiting for the Commodore now to come into the stage. Both of them in stage, ready to go. Whatever that is, it's quick. It's 1.860 foot.
Yeah, sure is.
We're going to keep an eye on what that is. Goes in, takes win for 11.72 at 114.
And 14.7 at 96 miles an hour.
Might have to get Stuart to have a look at that SUV and find out what it is.
Yeah.
Classic globe match here. Falcon versus Holden in the Commodore.
Nice, quick, strong burnout from the Falcon. Love the number plates on the Falcon down here. I think that's the name of that colour. Acid, I think it is. Acid something.
Is it Toxic it's called?
Toxic, that's it.
Yeah.
Acid, eh? Commodore out and gone. Just loading the Falcon on the line. And wow, when it comes on, doesn't it come on strong? But won't have enough. 13.8, 106 miles an hour to a 10.8, 140 miles an hour. Or is it Acid Rush? Is it? Yeah. Yep. It's more yellow than that one.
Sounds like a colour matching nightmare.
Yeah, there's plenty of them. All right, got the 1-tonner down in the rocket lane. Just overshot the line. Just torching the tyres. But out and gone. (13.7), 110 miles an hour for the Aeroflow lane. And 19.4, 69 miles an hour for the 1-tonner. So I think the 1-tonner might have a little bit of a troublesome run. Falcon Ute up against a Cortina.
Ute builds up the boost. Comes over 1.660 foot. So he's rolled out at the 8th. Goes over for 11.0 at 96.
So a bit of new against a bit of old.
I love that orange colour. There's actually some really good colours tonight. The blues and the greens and the oranges. 2 seconds, 60 foot from the Falcon.
Definitely pedalled that one off the line.
She was spinning.
11.8, 119 miles an hour.
And the Falcon comes across the 13.0 at 108.
Cressida up against the VW. Cressida just rolls around the water.
Do a quick tidy up in the rocket lane. Officials give the go-ahead. Cars roll forward back into stage. Cressida opens up its lungs, stretches its legs. Rolls out for a 12.5 at 114 to a 15.6 at 93.
You can just hear that thing come on boost, can't you? It just gets off the line and then just comes alive.
Like a boat up on the plane.
Yeah.
All right, Excel versus Magna. Got the revs up on the Excel, drops the clutch, off she goes.
Magna just goes past.
You have that Monica moment as it goes by. Magna comes up to across the line for the win at a 15.66 at 92 to an 18.2 at 75. Pair of Falcons lined up.
Rocket Lane just goes out a 1960 foot, but pulling nice and strong top end. 11.4, 125 miles an hour. And 12.8, 110 miles an hour.
Over on the Aeroflow Lane, we've got Didier Shiramutu, his RS6 wagon, slow wagon, versus the, looks like a Volkswagen Bora. Both taking off. 1.5 60 foot out of the Aeroflow Lane. And Didier takes that out for the win. Crosses the line. The 10.79 at 126. Bora comes in at the 16.5 at 83.
VW up against the Audi.
Yep. It's Dimitri's RS6 wagon. Recently, through the week, recently put methanol injection in on the Audi. So out here giving it a before and after. .660 foot from the RS6. Runs it out to the end, finishes with a 10.62 at 131. And the Aeroflow Lane with a 13.2 at 108.
HG Ute down in the Rocket Lane. Nice, clean, tidy car. Back out again.
So letting everyone know he's ready.
Yep.
Lane again, so quick guidance from our officials.
Yeah, you just roll past the beams on both sets of wheels.
Yeah, didn't want to start from the back wheel this time.
Yeah, you even left the back wheel behind, you went past that as well.
As the Aeroflow takes off, 2.5 60 foot, looks like it was a WRX. Finishes off, crosses the line, so 15.3 at 95.
And 15.8 at 87 miles an hour for the HG, getting quick. I think his first pass was a 19, so he was just feeling out the track, I'd say.
I'm getting too distracted with the rotary sounds.
So is Stu.
Oh, here we go. 1.6 60 foot from the pair.
Okay, so they just launched it out and backed out of it. Maybe they're just pulling data on the car at the moment.
They're probably trying to get some 60 foots out of it, trying to get the launch, and then as the Mazda goes into the Cottermole gate.
Hey Stu, with the Mazda, are they out here testing tonight with the car?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what they're doing. Normally they just send it every pass, but whether they are trying to get that first 60 to 330 part of the racetrack down pat, being a manual as well, probably just trying to get those gear shifts set so they can go. But my honest opinion, actually, the way that left, it actually left really, really straight for a short wheelbase car like itself. So I think now they can start feeding it a little bit more towards the 330 rather than just concentrating on the 60, because it left beautifully.
Yeah, well, actually, it looked actually a little bit soft. He didn't seem like they put a whole heap of revs into it. And, yeah, that's why I was wondering whether they're just testing and soon to get some data out of it.
Well, it did leave when it left. It did pick up that left front wheel off the ground, but it still didn't move side to side as much as it has in the past. So, you know, hopefully those guys will send it down on the full pass. That would be really cool to see a 1090. But next up, we've got a beautiful looking Falcon down here. You can't miss it. You almost need sunglasses down here. Adam, you got your sunglasses upstairs, mate? I'm probably going to need them.
I do, mate. It's got a catchy number plate too.
Yes, I did see the number plate, and I thought I'll hold my tongue just quietly.
So, got the, what colour we work out it was?
Oh, we picked about 5 of them.
Yeah. The yellow one.
Yeah.
It's got a swaying in one of the Aeroflow lane to come back around on the return road.
Maybe someone online would have a bit of an idea.
Yeah.
I think it's Acid Rush.
Panel Van Man, if you're still on the stream, mate, can you tell us what colour this is on this Falcon? As he lines up against the Tesla. Tesla goes deep staged.
Well, it doesn't cut a bad light either.
No, wait, 6 ain't too bad. Yeah, across the line, 12.6 in the Aeroflow lane to a 12.27 in the Rocket lane.
Commodore up against the Falcon.
Takes the win, 11.5. Aeroflow lane with 11.7. Both close to 118 mile per hour.
Well, HJ left nice and hard. 1.6, 60 foot.
So
goes through 11.0, 122.
Well done. So on the streaming here, Powerman Van says it could be either citrus yellow or golden glow.
Okay.
So we'll have to get some investigative work to the colour code there. Gus Man says it might be Acid Rush. He says that's on the 2003s.
Yep.
So,
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Acid Rush.
Don't forget, guys, if you're watching live stream, don't forget to subscribe so you get notifications when we go live next.
All right, Steve Sarkis back out for another run in the Sigma.
See how this supercharged VK goes.
Goes quite well. 1.7 on the 60 foot.
11.4, 122 miles an hour to an 11.7, 128.
I like the close ones. Keeps you on your toes.
Yes. Yeah, indeed.
Speaking of close, you've got the Mighty Magna in the Rocket Lane.
Yeah. Up against the Capri.
Capri in the Aeroflow Lane.
Yeah, it's only a small cube Capri. That's probably why it revs so hard.
Yeah, 302 in a Capri, yeah.
Saw the race for a while. Real small cubed motors in it.
Rev them out high. Tell you 1.6 60 footies. Definitely going here for it. And Emmanuel finishes off with a 1090 at 125. Magna comes in on the Rocket Lane, finishes off with a 1569 at 83.
Monte Carlo just slowly edging its way in.
Front end lifted up quite viciously there. 1.7 60 foot. Turns that into a 7.3 on the 8th. And rolls it out for an 11.5 at 118.
You see some really good photos of that Monte Carlo leaving the line, and the wheels were just way up in the air or twisted up. Geez, it looked great.
Some reason it just reminds me of like The Sopranos.
Yeah.
The whole like big heavy car.
Mafia car.
Yeah, hopefully nothing in the boot other than groceries. I mean, you'd weigh it down a bit easier, wouldn't it? Manara in the Aeroflow Lane chasing the VSUs. Crossover for a 13.18 at 103 to a 13.4 at 105. As the VT comes back out.
He's up against the LX Trana. See how this VT launches out this time.
Yeah, DC tuning on board for the Commodore.
Hard on the trans brake. Nice and straight out of the hole.
Oh. 847. 170 miles per hour.
And 11.0, 130 miles an hour for the Trana.
Tell you what, the Aeroflow Lane was going, yes, 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 no, no.
Well, I did say that car was quick. 8:45.
It's worth the wait, Stewie.
Yeah.
Joe Sabello in the Aeroflow Lane. He's 180 SX. 1.184 reaction time, 1.460 foot. Covers over the 8th with a 6.1. And carries over the line on the quarter for 9.53 at 139. Just finishing up with the cars here with the Falcon on a solo pass before the bikes.
Tell you what, we might go up to the big screen, get a few words from some of our sponsors. We'll be back very, very shortly. Yeah, Aeroflow, race for real.
traction on the track by using this interesting device called a traction meter gauge. The bottom of the device has a rubber pad that mimics a racing slip. To measure the traction, use a standard base to ensure the rubber pad bonds with the racing surface. Turning the torque arm on the top of the device will rotate the rubber pad. When the bond breaks, the user will see a number on the dial. Teams can then use this number to help create baselines for grip within their respective setup.
Trust with BP racing fuel.
Running on the ragged edge of blowing up and not, a lot of it has to do with the race fuel, and that's what we rely on, BP racing fuels.
BP has been making racing fuel for 43 years. They're the official fuel of the series globally.
Available in either ratchet or gated options, as well as OEM replacement shifters for popular Holden and Ford vehicles. A large range of bank shift spares are available for each shifter that include shifter cables, brackets, lever and gate kits, trans brake buttons and drop boxes for the ideal mounting solution. Shift into gear and check out a
that would mean the world. My reward is the smile on the kids' faces.
And since you've given so much to others, we'd also like to do something for you personally. But how would it feel if Pepper sent you, your partner, and your daughter Molly to the Gold Coast for a few days?
Welcome back here at Aeroflow Race for Real. So we've got the Holden 1-tonner down on the Aeroflow lane up against the Falcon in the Rocket lane. Falcon goes out and just opens up a gap. 12.7, 113 miles an hour to a 19.1 at 70 miles an hour. With the VW down in the Rocket lane up against the nitrous Commodore. Maybe a bit of a problem with the Commodore. Let's see. It hasn't moved from where it was. Driver's out. Well, Stewie, when did this RX2 sneak on in? It is just absolutely mint.
Yeah, little RX2 RE. This car has been out here before. It's only got a small set of radials on the rear end of it, but it's great to see the car back as well. So, look forward to seeing it come out. They are only a small one. They're only a 225/50 radial mark, so they're tiny.
They are indeed, yeah.
Well, that's a bit of a shame there for the LRS Racing Ute. Hopefully it is nothing too bad and we'll see that car back in the future. But that's motorsport. Things do break.
Well, as we say, Stu, this is where you find the weak points in your car.
That's exactly right. Now, I just had a chat with the guys from SIC 100 Racing out the back, Mark. And they've just told me that they had a little bit of a problem with the shifter on that last pass.
Okay, yep.
So they've replaced the shifter. So hopefully they'll be able to get that car back out and doing what it does best and getting a little bit of exciting drag racing down the track. But I'll tell you what, mate, we've got a great amount of races out the back. I've been out the back chatting to people and it's a really good vibe out there tonight, boys. This is why I love Aeroflow Race for Real, guys. You never know what's going to come through the gate. And also, the people you meet through the street scene. And you know, I just had a really good conversation earlier with Leonard as a party. And he hit the nail on the head. You know, this is where it starts. This is where the bug bites and, you know, then you start spending money.
That's exactly it. Yep. But this is all building for next week, Stu.
I can't wait for next week. Really hoping that we get a whole heap of inline sixes come out. We've got some tough Falcons out here tonight that are, you know, probably just doing a little bit of a warm-up. But, you know, hopefully we get some more Toyotas.
We've got some really tough Toyotas out there. There's a lot of tough GDRs, VL Commodores, and the list goes on from there, isn't it? So we've got some really heavy-hitting six-cylinders out there.
Absolutely. Hey, Adam, I'm just trying to rack my brain. Did Porsche ever do an inline six? I can't remember if they did.
Sorry?
Porsche. I don't know if they did.
No, there's flat six.
Ah, flat six. Okay.
We got many BMWs here tonight? I don't know if I've seen one.
No, I haven't
It's
seen
unusual.
a BMW.
Normally we see a couple of the BMW races out here, and they're pretty damn fast, a lot of the BMWs. Nice burnout there from the RX2.
Yeah.
How's your night going, Mark?
Mate, sensational.
Yeah. We've got a pretty good mix of cars here. I've been on the cameras for the live stream trying to help Benny out. As we know, he's had a bit of a mishap on his motorcycle. So just putting the other hat on for a bit, and I've let Adam have a bit of a crack. He's said that he was interested, so let's see how he goes.
So if the place goes black, we're going to blame him.
Yeah. And knowing my luck is it's probably going to do it in about a minute's time. That's normally what happens when they give me control. So, I'll just say it was him.
That's it. Yep.
So I'm sure he'll do okay. And I hope you're enjoying the live stream for all of our viewers at home. And I hope all of our crowd here tonight are enjoying the show that's being shown in front of us, of course. It's a pretty nice night here in Western Sydney. I dare say it's probably cooled down a little bit out there now. It was 30 degrees at about 5 o'clock this afternoon, according to my car. So, not bad weather for drag racing. Obviously, as the night cools, we'll see some of these cars get a little bit quicker. And
just had that RX2 run down the track.
Yes.
10-0.
Did it really? On those little tyres as well?
Yep, absolutely. Do you see that, Stu? The RX2, 10-0.
I did see that. I had to actually take a double take on that because I didn't expect to go that quick. Now we've got this Magna VRX down here. Of course, as we mentioned in the past, Adam, you'd remember there used to be wasn't a big group, there used to be a core group of the Magna and Verada owners that used to get around Sydney. They had some very nice looking VRX Magnas from back in the day.
You need to set up a match race, Stu, with the two Magnas.
Yeah.
I tell you the ones that you don't see at all anymore on the road, the square model from like the mid 80s.
Oh, TD.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Very rarely.
That's because they're all broken.
True.
That motor wasn't the best motor built.
No. However, the Astron motor was a good engine.
Yeah.
Didn't respond too bad for a bit of boost either. Of course, they did do the Turbo Sigma.
Yep.
I know of a couple of cars that got into the 7s with the Astron motor with the turbo hanging off the side. Away first up the start line with the 101 light. I dare say he's going to stay out in front.
What was the other? The police Cordia?
Oh, Mitsubishi Cordia, yeah, the little front-wheel drive thing.
Yeah, the Coppers had them for Fire Patrol for a while.
I think they were a little 2-litre in them, I think, from memory. 13.06, 104 mile an hour for the A model in the rocket lane there.
Hey Mark, I was just out in the pits and went for a wander, and Lockie McCaskill in the Mark 1 welding ute just turned up. And I congratulated him. I said, mate, you're doing a really good job, because he has, you know, his whole family has been involved in drag racing, and he lifted the bonnet, got a nice little supercharger hanging on top of the bonnet, and first thing that came up was the laptop, so a little bit of page up action going on for the Mark 1 welding ute.
What's in that, Stu? Is it a V6? Supercharged V6?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a supercharged V6 in it.
Because Lachlan, one of a couple of junior drags, ex-junior dragster drivers here tonight, but Harry Rako in the Tesla. Nice burnout from the Orange Falcon down there in the rocket lane.
Yeah, I heard is it Harry that's dropping it, throwing it out a bit for the Tesla.
Yeah. I've just asked him, hasn't responded. Oh, yeah, he might have. I just asked him, does a Tesla do burnouts? So I can't say I've ever seen one.
No.
So I'm figuring that he's in his parents' car. Why not give it a crack?
Parents' car, parents' tyres.
his response bump. It does a different sort of burnout, but yeah, when it's on fire. Good work, Harry. I like that. Surely there must be a turn all traction off and allow you to spin the wheel. Surely.
They have got so...
Ooh, again, it sounds like it's... Sounds like it's trying to break something in the driveline there. I don't know.
Apparently they put a two-step, Stu was saying, they put a two-step in it over the weekend.
Yes.
And previous past, they having problems shifting gears, so they put another shifter in it.
Yeah, sorry if he discussed that before. I don't have access to headphones over there, so
we're just following it through because the previous pass, I said to Stu, are they testing?
Yes.
How do you testing? Because it sort of would launch out mid-track and then just off it. So yeah, they've been sort of plagued by problems tonight with the car, which is a shame.
Yeah, unfortunately didn't get too far that time, just rolling on through. The car in the other lane, a 14.70, 98 mile an hour through the top end.
Well, Mark, thankfully, it's just the fuse has gone again.
Yep.
So they'll get that car back to the pits and see if they can get their head wrapped around why it's doing what it's doing.
So it's one of the fuses in the two-step, is it, Stu?
Yes, it is, yeah. So they connected it, I believe, to the shift light.
Yep.
But for whatever reason, it's blowing the fuse, which is then stopping the pump from pumping the fuel. So unfortunately, look, it's one of those tedious things. And look, you don't know until you try. So they may go back to their old setup.
One of our viewers mentioned fencing wire before.
Yeah.
Let me guess, was that panel van man?
I'm not sure. I can't. It was one of the first times it stopped. So it must have been when you first mentioned the fuse. I saw a comment there on fencing wire. I've now put two and two together.
Yeah, it could be like something like two-step. You really do need a fairly decent grade of wire, like a fair size.
Yeah.
So maybe that isn't big enough to carry it, and if they're running from the shift light, it might already be drawing too much power once the shift light
comes on,
engages. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're usually the LEDs and stuff in the newer version. I wouldn't have thought they'd draw too much power. But yeah, I've had a two-step recently fitted to my Escort. Not that I've used it in any sort of purpose yet.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. I've tested it, of course, in a couple of times in the garage.
Yep.
But not ever driven anywhere out. Had it in gear or anything like that. But yeah, looking forward to giving it a crack.
Yeah.
I just hope I don't crack anything else.
Well, as we say, this is where you find your weak points.
Yeah, I don't really want to find any weak points, to be honest. It looks like we're just towing that little Mazda off the rocket lane, and hopefully we can get back into some racing very, very soon. Just test Adam out here. We've got a couple of events coming up here at Sydney Dragway. Adam, haven't we? We've got some still slides there. Oh, the hands are going. Oh, there we go. Look. Yes. Good job. All right. So we've been talking about the Flat 6 versus V8 night. Of course, we had to postpone. It was scheduled for, I think, last week. We had to postpone it due to the little bit of wet stuff that was falling around in the afternoon. And obviously, we predicted that even if we went ahead, we weren't going to get very good numbers, of course. So that has been rescheduled to next week. Hasn't changed the date. Yeah, so it's certainly going to look like it's going to be a fantastic evening, of course, kicking off at 6 p.m. as per usual.
Yep.
And we'll run all the way through till 10. There won't be burnouts typically on a theme night.
Yep.
So be racing for a good 4 hours, and hopefully we can get some strong entries and keep the momentum going. Of course, we've had some really good turnouts the last couple of weeks that we've been running, and good variety of all sorts of cars, bits and pieces. If motorcycles are your thing, we've got another bike night. Of course, you have to have a motorcycle. Doesn't have to be 2 wheels, because we've seen a trike and a couple of those bikes with the 2 front wheels on and a single drive wheel on the back. Can-Am. Yeah. A fantastic night. Lots of racing in those, because the bikes are usually pretty quick to come through, do their burnout and whatnot. So if you're a fan of motorcycle racing, come on out to Sydney Dragway on the 6th of December for our next bike night. I believe that will be a Friday night. I have got a calendar. The last one we did was a Friday night, and the entry numbers were well over 200. So a really good showing by all of our bike competitors, and certainly looking forward to that one. Looks like we're back underway racing with some on-track action now.
Friday night.
It is Friday night. Okay, great. And of course, we have our Sunday sessions this Sunday coming, the 24th of November. Also featuring the Majushi Car Show. That event was something similar on the previous Sunday street meet, and had again a very good variety of cars. There was some action obviously on the racetrack with drag racing and whatnot. They also put on some roll drags as well. And we finished the afternoon off with some burnouts. Not 100% sure if that's the same plan for this Sunday, but definitely a good opportunity for those who can't get to a Wednesday night, or it's just not practical to come to a Wednesday night, understand it is a school night, etc. The Sunday street meet kicking off usually from 10 a.m. and will run typically till 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So good opportunity. Check out the track's website and grab your tickets if you want to come out and watch, or you can grab your entry ticket to participate.
Wow. 10.9, 122 out of that HJ Ute. And he's just going quicker and quicker each time. And a 16.2 at 98 miles an hour for the Aeroflow lane. Well, 9.5, 146 miles an hour for the rocket lane.
Which car was that, Mark? I was just distracted for a moment.
Hey, I didn't see. Commodore?
That's the one that's been getting off the go pedal at half track-ish.
Yes.
And still running like a 12-second path.
Now you know why.
Is that the same one that didn't have any stickers on it or anything? It's a wagon. There's not too many 10.09 second.
This is a sedan, that one.
A sedan, sorry, like a wagon.
Yeah, it's a VF.
All right, and 11.43 with a 122 mile an hour for the Aeroflow lane there.
And 13.7 at 104 miles an hour.
Said it plenty of times before, Mark. It's quite remarkable how many low 11-second cars we have here in Sydney, just in the street scene. And these are the ones that come to Sydney Dragway. Like, how many more must be sitting in people's sheds and workshops?
Yep.
Either getting things done or just waiting for the right time to come on out here to Sydney Dragway and basically double check if the dyno figures are true.
Yeah. Well, you know yourself, like you drive around and like you pull up a set of lights and I'm probably like yourself, you hear something rumbling away, you wind the window down,
that's
you
spicy.
listen to it, you think, wow, that is cranky.
Yes.
And you know, when it leaves, it's got that whistle to it as well. So it's got the right gear under there. So there is lots of high performance cars out there.
Yeah, and so many sleepers as well.
Yes.
You know, like that's the thing is I think that the advent of you know, turbocharging and procharging and all that sort of thing just allows you to be a little bit more, I'll use the word discreet in how you make power. Like back in traditional tough street car, you know, it was a supercharger hanging out the bonnet, carbies, and a massive air cleaner, so everybody knew what you had. There was none of this, oh yeah, it's NA and it's got, you know, 8 kits of nitrous on it sort of thing. Of course, nitrous oxide not legal for road use, of course, but I see plenty of those posts online. But definitely the use of turbochargers and stuff like that have so many advantages in a street application, you know, in that you can cruise around low or no boost and the car's a kitty cat and you crack the throttle and you've got 1,500 horsepower under your foot because that's what you need on the street. And other than some under bonnet temperatures, you know, they're fairly straightforward, and we've seen plenty of cars that have come around that issue by saw in the, I think it's the latest Street Machine magazine, there's an XE Falcon. It's got on the cover, it's got that black HQ ute, the door slammer out of New Zealand with a Hemi in it. It's a Sandman ute. Anyway, in the back there's a story on a white Falcon, and it's running a turboed Cleveland, I think it is, and the turbos are up under the bonnet, under the boot. Under the boot. Under the boot.
Yes.
So yeah, basically out of the turbo, and then there's the end of the exhaust, so everything happens further forward. You know, and we've seen that a couple of times in, I guess RT Jeeps and stuff like that too. And yeah, the beauty of that is it cleans the engine bay up. You know,
it does. Yeah,
it means you don't have to plumb everything there. Obviously, the downside is potentially a little bit of boost, lag in building boost, but I guess if you've got enough capacity there, that can be overcome. You know, you're trying to do it with a 2-litre, it might be a little bit of an issue, but you know, you've got a big V8 up there pumping all that exhaust gas into the turbo, and it'll liven it up pretty quick, I'd imagine.
Absolutely. And then like you go the charger, you know, like you have its problems as well, you know, like you're having the manifold pressure and temperatures, you know, like that you know, a lot of these guys have.
Well, I mean, I think heat's an issue with any forced induction, isn't it, really? You know, you are obviously turning that mechanical device, which will eventually build heat. Maybe not, you don't want your supercharger as hot as your turbo's going to get, obviously, but, you know, I'm sure that would contribute to some under bonnet temperatures, unless the supercharger's hanging out of the bonnet. But definitely, the use of turbos and you know, pro chargers and that sort of thing on the street just seem to allow the builder of the car to have so much power on tap, pretty much fairly simply. And of course, using EFI, you know, does give you that even more flexibility in tune, in the sense that you can have it on eco mode if you don't want to watch the fuel gauge go down, or you can have it on I'm feeling rich mode, and you know, let the fuel run through it.
I'm looking to put more horsepower into the ute when it's finally sorted, and the more I've sort of looked, because I looked at the Harrops superchargers, they've released 2 new ones now, a smaller version and the larger version for the 355s. But, you know, like, I'm sort of thinking, you know, like the same as what Joe's got on his.
Okay.
It might be seems to be a little bit more gentle the way it comes on. The power, but comes on strong.
I guess because in a way it's still building, it's sort of a crossover obviously between a turbo and a supercharger. So, you know, like the Pro Charger seems to be, you know, the crank-driven Pro Charger is obviously the same thing. It just doesn't have the doesn't have the big black belt running it.
Yes.
But you know, certainly the fact that you've got to build the boost through the impeller rather than through the rotor, I would imagine would give you a softer boost curve. But I haven't looked at dyno charts or run one myself, so I'm only assuming that. All right, we might just throw to a couple of ads from some of our sponsors, Mark, and we'll be back with you very, very shortly here at Sydney Dragway, the Aeroflow Race for Real Wednesday nights. We won't be too long now. Thank you.
Informed, up to date, and entertained thanks to the Western Weekender. The Western Weekender is Penrith's leading free and local newspaper, delivering the best content from on-the-ground journalists and providing businesses with direct access to potential customers. News, sport, entertainment, puzzles, and so much more. The Western Weekender is the heartbeat of Penrith, and it's out every Thursday. Get your free copy at selected locations in the area, home delivered, or check out westernweekender.com.au.
Boosted turbochargers from Aeroflow Performance are designed for the automotive enthusiast who wants optimal performance at a competitive price. We have a range of turbochargers in both ceramic ball bearing and 360-degree journal bearing options to suit your power goals from 200 up to 3,000 horsepower. To help turbocharge your vehicle, Aeroflow Performance also have a large range of turbocharger accessories. From steam pipe turbo manifolds, external wastegates, and intake and exhaust solutions, you can have your car boosted in no time. For a full listing, check out aeroflowperformance.com.
I have this incredible drive to succeed. I've just got this ambition, I want to get on the podium. I think there's a lot of people that have an older mentality and don't think women belong in motorsport. And that's one thing I'd like to prove a lot of people wrong. It's you in the car and it's your ambition and your drive to win. As soon as that helmet goes on, that's it. I'm Brooke Newson. I'm a sprint car and outlaw car driver.
Welcome back to Sydney Dragway. Got our next pair up on the start line. The Holden Wagon taking on the Mitsubishi Magnet down there. In the rocket lane, pair of P-platers on the racetrack. It's good to see that the best way to go quick without losing your license, because obviously as a P-plater you don't really have any second chances.
No.
The station wagon gets there first with a 14.61, 97 miles an hour through the top end to a 15.70, I think it was, for the Mitsubishi. All right, Lockie McCaskill down there in the rocket lane. The supercharged V6, as Stewie said, has been tinkering with it in the staging lanes. Gorgeous Tirana, 10.99 with an 128 miles an hour to a 13.09 at 104.
Well, Joe Cervello in the 180SX.
How many runs do you reckon this car's done now, Mark?
It would have, got to be up around 100, you would think.
What was that?
Around 100?
Probably about that. 11.03 there, 114 miles an hour.
I wonder if he's taken the belt off.
He didn't seem to want to rev up like it normally does, but I know Joe was saying a little while ago he found that he was having an issue with the shifter because he let go of the trans brake and then that would move him back in the seat or something, and he would just knock it into top gear straight away.
Yep.
Yeah. But he wants to be old school and shift himself rather than use a like an air shifter or something like that, where you just hit a button on the steering wheel. 059 on the tree for Victor Satligianis.
He's been on the boil tonight with all his reaction times.
And damn, that big block Chevy gets down the racetrack 11:35 with a 118 miles an hour at the top end of the racetrack.
And back into our bikes.
Of course, these hopefully see these races here at Sydney Dragway for the bike night. Coming up in early December. 007 on the tree for our Aeroflow Lane racer.
Been some really, really good reaction times. It's amazing when there's some money up for grabs. It brings out the best.
That it does. Only 200ths of a second between those two across the finish line. 013 for the Rocket Lane. Bike rider certainly giving that 000 a crack. 973 at 145 for the Aeroflow Lane. 211.2 at 126 for the Rocket.
Well, let's see how he goes this pass. The bike hasn't been treating him well tonight.
I can nearly hear what he said from time to Seems like he's having a similar issue to our friend in the Mazda, in that comes up on the two-step and as soon as he lets it go.
So as soon as he brings the power on, the thing just starts surging.
Nothing like an electrical gremlin, is there?
Oh, nothing worse. Yep.
It's where you want to do a burnout like you do in a Tesla.
Yeah. That's it.
Just make sure it's insured. Oh, I said that out loud.
Yeah.
Don't condone that at all. Yes, so it looks like we have our nice little RX-7 down there in the water box. Mark, we got a good little mix of Mazdas here tonight.
Yeah, yep. Got that really super quick RX-2 and the R100.
It's a bit of a sleeper, that RX-2.
Yeah, isn't it? What?
Still in all that factory colour, I guess, too. It's an interesting colour, but very much suited to that era of car. That little burnout from the RX-7, rolling up to the start line, taking on Dave Muscat in the little Mini.
Yeah, Dave just rolled around the water. Doesn't need to put any heat in those tyres. No benefit at all in the Mini.
.136 red for Mr. Muscat.
Yeah, he's been throwing it out tonight, so.
I've seen him go triple zero quite a few times.
Yes.
And a 12.13 at 115 for the RX-7. To a 15.98 for the Mini Cooper. What have we got down here in the Aeroflow Lane? The little Honda Civic. Now, we saw this thing absolutely come alive at the top end of the racetrack in the previous run. Hear those front tyres fighting for traction as it makes its way towards the finish line. 10.00 at the 1,000 and 11.70 at 132 miles an hour.
11.1, 123 miles an hour for the Aeroflow lane. And 19.5 at 69 miles an hour.
The little golf down there in the Aeroflow lane. I think this thing went into the 11-second zone on its last pass, if it's the one I'm thinking. Got the launch control happening. 181 to the 60. I think it's going to be past the rocket lane right on half track. And it gets there 11.43 with a 120 mile an hour through the top end.
14.6 at 96 miles an hour for the rocket lane.
A pair of Falcons leaving the start line. Aeroflow lane is out and gone. The Utes not going to catch him. And sat there building a little boost on the start line, but as soon as let it go, it just, the tyres said, no can do. And it just rolled on through. Meanwhile, an 11.43 with a 129 mile an hour in the Aeroflow lane there.
And 14.1 for the rocket lane. Yeah, you're definitely not going to chase someone down when you give them that much of a head start.
No.
Cortina down in the rocket lane.
It's not like that bit of footage that we've seen where they run a nitro funny car versus a stadium truck. It's like the stadium trucks are like half track, and I think the funny car's passed it by about 1,000 foot. I think a little six-banger in the Cortina. I think that's what I saw under the bonnet when I
was it? Yeah.
When I was panning around down the back before.
Yep.
Wouldn't be too many of these this model in standard form. A bit like a Capri.
Yes.
To actually see one that doesn't have a 2-litre in it or a Kent motor is somewhat rare. But I tell you what, aren't there some pretty V8 conversions being built of late? Been seeing in some of these movies.
Well, I looked at one the other day from the guys down in Victoria.
Yes.
They put the Godzilla Falcon motor in it.
Oh, wow.
Into an XE.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Took a bit of doing, but yeah, once it was in there, it looked sensational.
Yeah, wow.
And
I suppose that they run the Boss motor's a big engine as well, so yeah, okay, cool.
And big horsepower. So they've knocked a lot of power out of this thing.
Just to be able to drive it on the road.
Yeah, the guy just wanted to run 9s, so yeah. So yeah, we'll just detune it a bit.
Detune it a bit, yeah. Nice to have that problem.
Yeah. Well, that yellow XY that Galvin bought.
Yes.
It was a Billy motor.
Yeah.
And when the motor was built, it went 740 or something. And the guy wanted to take it back to just an even 700.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing was just still climbing, like when they were dynoing, and the guy's gone, oh, no, that was enough.
Oh, I guess if you
nice
have
thing to have in it.
Yeah, I guess if you haven't driven anything like that before, yeah, you be somewhat sensible some of the time and work your way up to it. Well, I would, but that's me. I can see how you're looking. You don't have to answer that question. I'm just saying that's how I would feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I know your approach is obviously polar opposite.
Not totally. Just a little bit.
You just want to let go of the button and see what happens.
Just
and then deal with it then. Yeah, it's fair. Fair. All right, just a little bit of cleanup on the start line. But we shouldn't be down for too much longer. You can see that VT Commodore in the staging lanes, hopefully coming out for at least one more crack at that quarter mile. We saw it do 107 171 or 170 mile an hour.
Yes.
Earlier tonight.
8.4, I think it was. Yeah.
Yep. I guess it makes up for the couple of, I'll say, false starts that it had on the earlier runs. But yeah, not a car that I've seen here at Sydney Dragway before.
No.
So obviously a new combination.
Stewie said he knows of the car.
Yes.
So it had been out before, but yeah, so.
All right, FG Falcon taking on the Magna. There's a lot of Falcons here tonight. I think they're all getting ready for
I think they are, yeah, definitely. We're hoping to see a lot of different six-cylinders.
Yes.
Skylines, VLs.
Oh, fire out from under the back of the Falcon there when he got off the throttle.
Shooting flames.
It was. I don't know. It didn't look like it was coming out the exhaust, so that's the problem.
Unless he's got it dropped to the diff. If he hasn't, if he has, I'd be a bit more worried because that's a long way for...
Oh, okay. Ignorance is bliss, Mark.
Yeah.
It's not producing... Oh, bit of a flash off the throttle at the top end. 11.43 with a... only 114 mile an hour.
And 15.1, 93 miles an hour.
Yeah, big flash of flame at the top end. I was just watching the live stream. There's a bit of a delay there as our next two competitors roll up to the start line. We've got the little Hyundai in the Aeroflow lane taking on the A model. 236 to the 60 for the A model. And gets on down to a 1389 at 100 mile an hour.
And 17.6 at 77 miles an hour for the Hyundai.
Next up, we've got the VW taking on...
Is that a Beamer?
I was going to rely on you there. That's
Oh,
why I
okay.
paused.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Fourteen eight, 98 miles an hour.
To a 16.1, 85 mile an hour for the VW.
So the two Audis rolling out together.
Just been given a little bit of lowdown that the car in the rocket lane has been hopped up a little bit in the staging lanes. Hoping to run a 10.4 mark.
Wow. Lots of page ups there.
Yep.
Oh, not far off
Not
it.
too far off at 10.54 with a 132 mile an hour. So a lot bigger speed at the top end in comparison to the car that was in the Aeroflow lane.
Yeah. It run a 10.8.
Just a few dollars running down the racetrack there in those two lanes. They're a pretty good looking car though, I reckon.
Oh, they are. Yeah, great looking
Got you in the Aeroflow lane. Being schooled a little bit by the rocket lane here at 12.39 with a 112 mile an hour to a 13.75 at 101.
VZ Commodore in the Aeroflow lane, fronting up against the Mazda. solved.
Yeah, I don't think he was
Whoa.
running the...
Missed again.
Yeah. I know that sound. I don't think he used the two-step there.
Oh, okay. Yep.
I didn't hear it go... It didn't do the flutter sound. RX-7 back again.
VF Commodore?
Could be.
I think. Not a real good picker of taillights.
And the Mazda gets there first. Sounded like he was off the throttle way earlier. 11.94 with a 116 mile an hour at the top end.
And 14.7, 96 miles an hour for the Rocket Lane. Capri back out again.
I'll tell you what, boys, the driver of this Monaro doesn't care if he ruins those rear tyres. Been winding it right up in the burnout tonight. Hopefully it is translating to some PB times for him.
Whoa, the Capri just hogging the line.
Nearly crossing it a couple of times there.
Probably a good time to get out of it when he gets that.
Yeah, there's not much traction in the middle there.
No, not at all. It's like a slippery old magnet.
The issue is too is the looking at the live stream, it went straight there. Good catch, Adam. Look at that. We can see there just a big wiggle at half track.
Yeah. He nudged it back across, so.
Yeah, because the issue is obviously the wheel with no traction is in the middle of the racetrack, and the drive wheel is wanting to turn you harder in the direction that you don't want to go.
Yep.
11.03 with a 9. It's got quicker again.
Yeah. And 12.5, 122 miles an hour for the Rocket Lane.
You wouldn't think looking at that ute that it's running run low 11.
No, not at all.
Like, it's not big tyres. It's not. Has been a little bit hazy though out of the from the rear. So I don't know if the tyre is rubbing or something. It's not a massive amount of fume, but there is something there.
Yeah.
Sportswagen out in front here once again of the Magna. Runs on through for a 14.38, 98 mile an hour.
And 15.6 at 90 miles an hour. Well, Commodore Ute in the Rocket Lane, up against the Falcon in the Aeroflow lane.
Haskell away with a 472 light, went 202 to the 60 and a 13.06. That thing very consistent, a 10.13 with a 2 mark, 140 miles an hour in the Aeroflow lane. That's 220 odd kilometers an hour.
Wound right up, didn't it?
Yeah. Speaking of big speed and big time, did you see what Damien Muscat did a couple of weeks ago down at the Bend, I think it was, on the Nitro multi-cylinder top bike?
No.
580.
Wow.
246 mile an hour. So that's Australia's quickest and fastest Nitro bike, as far as I'm aware. That's just under 400 kilometers an hour. I'll pass, thank you very much. Yeah, 396 kilometres an hour, that is.
Wow.
In 400 metres on a motorcycle.
Yeah, there's definitely some hanging on going on there.
Yeah, there'd be some praying from me too, just quietly.
Yeah.
10:35 for the 3, 138 mile an hour. So that car in the Aeroflow lane, very similarly paced to the early model BA that just ran in front of it. Next up, we've got Victor Satlegianis back in his Chevy Monte Carlo. Victor taking his time to get into stage because we're on the Pro Tree now. Basically one flash of all 6 ambers and it's go time.
11.3, 118 miles an hour. It's good going, dragging along 2 ton of metal in it.
You reckon it'd be 2 ton? I would have thought a little bit more than that, actually. Back into our motorcycles here. Looks like the Aeroflow lane is going to take the win. 970 at 145 mile an hour. To 11.08 with the 7 at 126. Similar in the reaction times. They're pretty close all the way down. The 2 locked together at 1,000. About a 1/10 of a second across the finish line.
Okay, got the Mazda back out.
And 11.50 mark, 118 mile an hour at the top end.
Good run.
Makes it seem effortless when you get all the
Yes.
shifts right. The engine doesn't bog down. All of that. Certainly very aggressive on the 1-2 shift. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that concludes the drag racing portion of our evening, and we all know what happens next, Mark.
Yes, we've seen the cars running up there. We have a great amount of burnout cars.
That we do. While all of our competitors turn around at the on the return road, we'll just throw to our big screen for a couple of quick words from some of our sponsors. Mark, Stu and I, and Adam will be back with you very, very shortly here at Aeroflow Race for Real, Wednesday nights.
And just before we do go, just to all the people up in the stands, please make sure you're back level with the first row of blue seats there. If you're not back there, we won't be able to start any of the burnouts. So have a look round. If you're not level with the first row of blue seats, you need to make your way up there. Thank you.
Provides a wide range of high-quality performance products for racers, street machines and hot rodders. From fittings, fuel system components, intake solutions, and even turbocharger systems, you can see it all at aeroflowperformance.com.
I've chosen to use VP racing fuels since I was a teenager racing motocross, which was 21 years ago now. I just have a really personal trust with VP racing fuels.
Running on the ragged edge of blowing up and not, a lot of it has to do with the race fuel, and that's what we rely on, VP racing fuels.
VP has been making racing fuel for 43 years. They're the official fuel of multiple top series globally. No matter where we are in the world, no matter what fuel we need, it's always consistent, it's always perfect and exactly what we're expecting and our tuners expecting. They support myself, my Drift Alliance bros, and for that, I'm extremely thankful. Keep making amazing fuels, and we'll keep out there having fun.
Stay informed, up to date, and entertained thanks to Para News. Para News is Parramatta and the Cumberland area's leading free and local newspaper, delivering the best content from on-the-ground journalists and providing businesses with direct access to potential customers. News, sport, entertainment, puzzles, and so much more. Para News really is the heartbeat of Parramatta and Cumberland, and it's out every Tuesday. Get your free copy at selected locations in the area or check out paranews.com.au.
Bank said no to your home loan? Talk to us.
Not a bank.
Talk to Australia's real-life non-bank for home loans, car loans, personal loans. Pepper Money, the home of loan options.
Whether you're building a street machine or a race car, Aeroflow Performance has a solution for you. Our ever-increasing range features boosted turbo charger system.
Oh, it's got Wonder Party out on the pad. Nice entrance up the chute. Good effort there for Wonder Party. He did lose one of the air cleaners off the engine. So sucking in just a little bit more air there, boys. Maybe just a little bit of flame out of the car. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Wonder Party. Great way to kick off the burnouts. Really good entry onto the pad. I shall give his air cleaner back. All right, next up on the pad, we've got the first of the Fords. Are you hating? All right, are you hating? Great skid from him. Next up on the pad, we got Mang 4 litre. They've been racing all night, and they don't have any problem with taking on the burnout pad and creating some smoke. ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for main 4 litre. That is built super well, that car. Holds up to a lot of abuse. Next up, from El Cheapo Motorsports, we've got Skidded. Great stuff there from Skidded from El Cheapo Motorsports. Both tyres off in the required time. Put your hands together, Sydney. That was a good skid there. Next up, we've got his teammate coming out, the second of the El Cheapo Motorsports Falcons. We've got the AU about to come out. Great stuff there from the second of the El Cheapo Falcons, El Cheapo Motorsport. They came, they saw, they conquered. Great skid from both those Falcons. Next up is One Sus VP. Great stuff there from One Sus VP. Good solid skid there from the Commodore. Next up, we got Fly VY. Well, that's not the entrance that you really wanted on the way into the pad, was it, Steve or Mark? Well, unfortunately there, guys, doesn't look like Fly VY is going anywhere. We've called for the quad, so better be safe than sorry, but thankfully the driver is okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Fly VY. Unfortunately, not really what we wanted. But I'm sure that car will be back again in the future. It's just very, very lucky that it was not a harder hit. Now we've got a little bit of fire in the right front of the ute. Well, it's not too good a sign when you see a little bit of ash underneath the car still burning. The guy's got the bonnet up, having a look underneath it. There's no flame that we can see, but just to be on the safe side. Well, a fair bit of sparks coming out from the middle of the car as he drives it off the pad. Let's Joe, put your hands together for the ute. We got out there, gave it a go, and hopefully they can get that fixed. We're going to bring that car back out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for tonight's Aeroflow Race for Real here at Sydney Dragway. Hope you've had a fantastic night. It's been a great night of off-street drag racing and burnouts. Don't forget, guys, we do have a Sunday street meet coming up as well, which is going to be pretty big. It is supported by the Mizushi Car Group, so you do not want to miss that. I'll send you back upstairs to Mark and Steve. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Stu. I hope everybody's enjoyed the action here tonight at Sydney Dragway. We'd like to thank all of our participants for coming along and running your cars either down the quarter mile or on the burnout pad here at Sydney Dragway. Your patronage is very much appreciated and just adds so much to the atmosphere of the night when we've got a good mix of cars. Of course, we've got the inline 6 versus V8 meet next week, which I think will be a big one. We certainly saw a number of cars doing some testing for that. There's no winner, no loser. As such, it's just a matter of a little bit of pride in the type of car that you drive. Is it a V8 or an inline 6? Of course, that's kicking off at 6 p.m. next Wednesday night. As Stu said, this Sunday, the Aeroflow Race for Real Sunday sessions kicking off between or running between 10 and 4 on Sunday here at Sydney Dragway. If you'd like to get your tickets, you can either purchase online or at the gate. And we'd love to see as many cars as possible race down the quarter mile and come out and participate in whatever way you would like to. Of course, to all of our spectators that came along tonight, fantastic to have you here at the venue. I hope you're going home satisfied with the show that you've seen, and we look forward to hosting you back here at Sydney Dragway in the very near future. To all of our viewers on the live stream, once again, a little bit of quite a fair bit of entertaining chat amongst you. It's great to have you all on board. On behalf of Sydney Dragway, I'd like to thank Adam, Stu, Mark for your efforts tonight. It's been fantastic. Thank you to all of our regular Sydney Dragway officials that run around in all your various positions, from sign-in to ticketing to trackside officials. Without any of you, this wouldn't have happened. And on behalf of the racetrack here at Sydney Dragway, I'd like to wish everybody a fantastic evening, and we look forward to seeing you again here soon at Sydney Dragway. Drive safe on the roads. Good night.